What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we are taking a look at our boy DSP and him being super duper cheap yet again. Our boy DSP, I know who's gonna do this when he started hinting around about reviews and leaks about Saints Row. I knew he wasn't gonna buy it because he didn't want to fork out the $60 for the game. And what he decided to do was, one day before the release, he told his deadheads that no, he is not going to spend that money on Saints Row. But what he's going to do is he's going to play the older version that's free on Game Pass, which is just as good. So our boy DSP is complaining about the hot new releases, and there are no hot new releases, and that's why people aren't giving him any money and becoming members. And when he has a hot release coming on up, what does he do? He becomes Mr. Cheapo and decides not to spend any money. So let's watch the video.
It's just a repetitive grind. There was no point to the game. The game could have never existed, and no one would have missed out on anything. You see? So with this game, it's Saints Row again, right? So hopefully with Saints Row, they're going to do better. Apparently not. Apparently they did exactly the same. It's basically Agents of Mayhem with the word Saints Row over it with the same kind of vibe, okay?
And apparently our boy got his reviews from Twitter, which you get all, our boy DSP gets all of his news from from Twitter, because he spends his nights after he finishes doing his WWE pulls. He jumps on Twitter and spends his whole night going through and finding news stories and clout chasing. So take it for a grain of salt there.
So that being said, all right, I feel that with all this knowledge and information, I think that we should skip it, right? I don't think that it makes any sense for me.
No, you cheap ass.
I'm gonna drop 60 to 70 bucks. I think it's, at first I thought it was 70, but apparently people were telling me it's 60.
Look at that. It's discounted to $60 and he refused to spend that anymore. Why do anyone give him any tips? Why? He always talks about that he uses tip money, right, to buy new games. When was the last game he bought? I can't even remember the last game he bought. And then here's a new release, Saints Row, which is a popular franchise. And okay, may not be the best game out there, but it's good for, several streams to laugh up, to play it, and it's going to be stupid, and it's going to be outrageous, and it's something new for your deadheads, but yet you refuse to spend any money at all. And it could have been a great game, it could have got perfect ratings, and you still would have came to your viewers and come up with some lame ass excuse for why you weren't going to play it. Now I bet you if someone comes up to you then and you say, hey, I'll buy it for you, pimp, here's some money for the code, then you would buy it, because you just want to be cheap. You just want to be freaking cheap.
60 bucks. So if it's 60 bucks, okay. If it's 60 bucks, then you gotta add in tax, you gotta add in all those factors. And when you
gotta add in all those factors, you gotta add in the taxes, and you gotta add in, the internet charge for downloading the game. Just these lame ass excuses. $60? What does he live? Let's say he's at the max is 10%. That's $6 in taxes, pimp.
Add in all those factors, tax and everything. $70+ for a game that...
It's not $70+, pimp. If it's $60, let's say 10%, that's very high. I think your taxes are probably 8%. Let's just say 10%, round it off. That's $6. You're gonna be paying $55.99 for this game.
We may play once or twice, laugh at the bugs, ha ha ha.
Sorry, $65.99.
Funny, it sucks, and then be bored to tears. I mean, I don't want another Agents of Mayhem. I remember during that summer many years ago, I want to say it was like the summer of 2017, right? I played Agents of Mayhem, and you guys hated it after the first stream. You guys were so bored, and I was like, well, I bought it, I'm invested in it, let me go through it, right? And it was like,
you did the same thing with Dying Light. You bought it, you invested in it, and you quit it after 2 streams because it was too hard for you, pimp.
I can't go through that again. I just can't. All right? So, in light of all this news and information, and again, I realize that if you take this decision in context with my previous self, old Phil, you'd be like, wow, you're a hypocrite. Because old Phil used to say the following: You can't trust other people's reviews. You got to play the games for yourself. A lot of the times I play a game and I judge it differently from everyone else out there, right? It's true.
Ding, ding, ding. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. And you knew I was going to bring that up. You knew I was going to bring those exact points up. And yes, Phil, you are a hypocrite. You are. Just be honest and say you don't want to spend the money. I'd rather have you come out and say, look, I don't have the money. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Let's play some Bassmaster, okay? Or let's play some free Pac-Man or whatever the hell you want to play, all right? Be honest and stop lying to everybody. Nobody buys your bullshit.
True. Absolutely true. That's happened many times in the past. But in this case, there's a consensus on the internet that this game.
The consensus is 5 people. 5 people that played the beta version or the early version of the game. That's who he's referring to. And some of them said it was good. Some of the scores were 8, some of them were 6, some of them were 7. Hey, a Saints Row game that's 6 or 7 isn't bad. It's Saints Row.
Game stinks. All right, everyone's saying it. It's not 1 or 2 people, and there's
Phil. Not everyone is saying it, Phil. You looked at 5 reviews. 2 of them had an 8 and a 7. 1 of them had a 6. 1 of them had a 5, and then someone said a 2. That's it, a 2. So if you average that out, it's probably about a 6 or a 7, which is worth $60 to invest in. But you're way too. You just want to be a cheap little ass, and you've been playing cheap the whole summer, playing these boring retro games and complaining that you ain't get no tips and get no super chats. And the reason why you haven't exploded on members yet is because you don't have any new games. A new game comes up tomorrow and you refuse to invest $60 or $65.99 plus, with the tax into this game. God, you're the only person I know that runs a business that refuses to take any risk, wants all the rewards, but refuses to take any risk whatsoever.